First contact and cultural clash. The vast expanse of space had always beckoned to humanity, a siren call of endless possibilities and untold wonders. But as the crew of the Earth's first faster-than-light vessel, the Starship Curiosity, would soon discover, the universe had surprises in store that would challenge everything they thought they knew. Captain Amelia Chen stood on the bridge of the Curiosity, her dark eyes fixed on the swirling blue-green planet that filled the viewscreen. After months of travel, they had finally arrived at their destination, Kepler 186f, the first Earth-like planet outside our solar system to be explored by humans. Life signs confirmed, Captain, reported Science Officer Dr. Rajesh Patel, his voice barely containing his excitement. The atmosphere is breathable, and our scans are picking up complex organic structures consistent with a thriving ecosystem. Amelia nodded, a small smile playing at the corners of her mouth. Well done, everyone. Looks like we've hit the jackpot on our first try. Let's prepare for our first landing party. As the crew bustled with activity, preparing shuttles and equipment for their descent to the planet's surface, none of them could have predicted the reception that awaited them. The landing party, led by Captain Chen herself, touched down in a clearing surrounded by towering purple vegetation that seemed to pulse with an inner light. The air was thick with the scent of alien flora, a mixture of cinnamon and ozone that tickled their noses. "Fan out, but stay alert," Amelia ordered, her hand resting on the stunner at her hip. "Remember your training. We're guests here, so let's act accordingly." They had barely taken a few steps when the underbrush rustled, and a creature emerged that defied description. It stood on 3 legs, its body a shimmering mass of what looked like liquid crystal. Multiple eyes blinked at them from various points on its form, and when it spoke, it was not with sound, but with pulses of light that somehow translated directly into their minds. "Welcome, star travelers," the alien greeted them. "We are the Lumina, and we have long awaited this day." The humans stood in awe, their carefully planned first contact protocols momentarily forgotten in the face of this utterly alien being. Amelia was the first to recover, stepping forward with a respectful bow. "Greetings, Lumina. We come in peace from a planet called Earth, seeking knowledge and friendship." The luminous body rippled, a gesture that Amelia intuitively understood as curiosity. "Earth? We know of no such world, but come, you must meet with the elders. There is much to discuss." As they followed the Lumina through the strange forest, more of the crystalline beings emerged, watching the humans with unblinking eyes. The landing party tried to maintain their composure, but their wonder was evident in their wide eyes and hushed exclamations. They were led to a clearing where a group of larger Lumina waited, their forms more complex and intricate than their guide. One of them, its crystal body swirling with deep blues and purples, addressed the humans. "We have long known of your coming," it said, its light speech tinged with what felt like concern. "Your arrival marks the beginning of great change in our galaxy, but we must warn you, not all will welcome your presence." Amelia frowned, exchanging glances with her team. "I don't understand. How could you have known we were coming? And what do you mean by great change?" The elder luminous form pulsed with what might have been a sigh. "Your species is unique, humans. In all our millennia of exploration, we have never encountered a race quite like yours. You possess a quality that both fascinates and frightens many of the older races in the galaxy." "What quality is that?" Dr. Patel asked, his scientific curiosity piqued. "Unpredictability," the elder replied. "Most species evolve along predictable lines, their development and eventual role in the galactic community easy to foresee. But humans, you defy prediction. Your potential is limitless, and that makes you dangerous in the eyes of some." The implications of this statement hung heavy in the air. Amelia felt a chill run down her spine, realizing that their mission of peaceful exploration had just become far more complicated. "Are we in danger?" she asked, her hand unconsciously moving towards her weapon. The elder's form shimmered in what seemed to be reassurance. "Not from us. The Lumina welcome the change you bring. But there are others, powerful races who fear the disruption you represent. They may seek to contain your influence. As if on cue, alarms began blaring from the shuttle they had arrived in. Lieutenant Sarah Wong, their pilot, rushed to check the sensors. "Captain," she called out, her voice tight with tension. "We're picking up multiple ships entering the system. They're not responding to hails, and their weapon systems are powered up." Amelia's mind raced. They were woefully unprepared for a conflict, especially against an unknown alien force. She turned back to the Lumina Elder, her expression grave. "We came here in peace, but it seems we may have stumbled into a war we knew nothing about. Will you help us?" The Elder's form pulsed with a complexity of colors that defied easy interpretation. "The path ahead is uncertain, even to us. But know this, humans. Your arrival has set in motion events that will reshape the galaxy. How that reshaping occurs, that will depend on the choices you make." With that cryptic statement, the clearing erupted into activity. Luna began moving with purpose, their crystalline bodies forming intricate patterns that hummed with energy. The air crackled with power, and Amelia realized they were witnessing technology far beyond human understanding. "We will conceal your presence for now," the Elder explained. "But you must return to your ship. The real test of humanity is about to begin." As they rushed back to their shuttle, Amelia's mind whirled with the implications of what they had learned. They had come seeking new worlds and scientific discoveries, but instead found themselves thrust onto a galactic stage they hadn't known existed. Back on the Curiosity, the crew worked feverishly to understand the situation. Long-range sensors showed a fleet of ships unlike anything they had ever seen, their designs as varied as they were deadly. "Multiple species," Dr. Patel observed, studying the sensor readings. "It seems we've attracted quite the welcoming committee." Amelia stood at the center of the bridge, feeling the weight of command more heavily than ever before. The lives of her crew, the future of human exploration, and now, apparently, the fate of the galaxy itself rested on her next decisions. "Options?" she asked, looking around at her senior staff. Chief Engineer Marcus Donovan spoke up, his weathered face creased with concern. "We could try to run, Captain. The Curiosity is fast, and with the Lumina's help, we might be able to slip away undetected." Lieutenant Wong shook her head. "And go where? We're light years from Earth, in uncharted space. We'd be alone and hunted." "We could stand and fight," suggested Security Chief Jack Harper, his expression grim. "We're outgunned, but humanity's never backed down from a challenge before." Amelia considered their words, her mind racing through scenarios. Run, hide, fight. None of them felt right. Then, an idea began to form, crazy and risky, but undeniably human. "No," she said, a slow smile spreading across her face. "We're going to do what humanity does best. We're going to surprise them." Her crew looked at her with a mixture of confusion and growing excitement. They had followed her across the stars, trusting in her leadership. Now, on the edge of the unknown, that trust would be put to the ultimate test. "Prepare for first contact," Amelia ordered, straightening her uniform. "But not just with one race. We're going to introduce ourselves to the entire galactic community at once." As her crew scrambled to enact her audacious plan, Amelia stared out at the stars, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and exhilaration. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, and though danger lurked in the shadows, so did incredible possibility. The stage was set, the players were assembling, and the greatest adventure in human history was about to unfold. Whatever came next, Amelia knew one thing for certain: the galaxy would never be the same again. The galactic crisis emerges. Captain Amelia Chen's bold plan to introduce humanity to the galactic community was as audacious as it was dangerous. As the Starship Curiosity prepared to broadcast its message across all known frequencies, the crew worked with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. Broadcasting in 3, 2, 1, Lieutenant Wong's fingers danced across her console, initiating the transmission. Amelia took a deep breath and began to speak, her voice clear and strong. To all sentient beings receiving this message, we are humans from the planet Earth. We come in peace, seeking knowledge and friendship. We invite open dialogue and extend our hands in a gesture of goodwill to all species. As the message repeated, translated into various galactic languages, thanks to the Lumina's assistance, the bridge fell silent. The crew waited, breath held, for any response. Suddenly, the ship's sensors lit up like a Christmas tree. Dr. Patel's eyes widened as he interpreted the data. "Captain, we're receiving responses from everywhere. It's unprecedented." The view screen flickered to life, splitting into multiple sections, each showing a different alien species. Some appeared vaguely humanoid, while others defied easy description. There were beings of pure energy, creatures that seemed to be living gas clouds, and entities that hurt the human mind to look at directly. One by one, they began to speak, their words translated by the Lumina's advanced technology. Humans, impossible. They were meant to be contained. The prophecy speaks true. The disruptors have arrived. We must destroy them before they upset the balance. No, we must study them. Their potential could benefit us all. The cacophony of voices grew, some curious, others fearful, and a few outright hostile. Amelia raised her hands, calling for quiet. To her surprise, the aliens fell silent, their attention fixed on her. "Please," he said, her voice firm but respectful. "We mean no harm. We didn't know about any containment or prophecies. We're explorers, scientists, seekers of knowledge. Surely we can find a way to coexist peacefully." A new voice cut through the chatter, deep and resonant. The view screen shifted to show a being that appeared to be made of living star matter, its form barely contained within the boundaries of its ship. "I am Zarthal, High Counselor of the Galactic Confederation," it intoned. "Humans, your arrival has triggered a crisis millennia in the making. The galaxy stands on the brink of war, and you are the catalyst." Amelia felt the weight of countless alien eyes upon her. She straightened her back, chin held high. "High Counselor, we don't want war. Tell us what's happening. Maybe we can help find a solution." Zarthal's form pulsed, stars swirling within its body. "Very well. Eons ago, when our civilizations were young, a race known as the Precursors left us a warning. They spoke of a species that would one day emerge, blessed with limitless potential but cursed with unpredictability. This race, they said, could either elevate our galaxy to new heights or plunge it into chaos. The High Counselor paused, its starry form shimmering. Many believed this prophecy to be mere myth. Others took it as gospel. When your world was discovered, those who feared the prophecy sought to contain your development, to prevent you from reaching the stars. Clearly, they failed. Dr. Patel stepped forward, his scientific curiosity overriding his caution. "But surely our arrival doesn't have to mean destruction. Couldn't our limitless potential be a force for good?" A new voice joined the conversation, this one belonging to a being that looked like a sentient crystal formation, similar to the Lumina, but more angular and rigid. "That is precisely the problem," it said, its tone sharp. "Your kind doesn't adhere to logical paths of development. You're chaotic, unpredictable. You could revolutionize our science or unleash horrors beyond imagination." Amelia felt a flutter of anger in her chest. "With all due respect," she said, struggling to keep her voice level, "you're judging us based on a prophecy, not on our actions. We've come with open hands and peaceful intentions. Doesn't that count for anything?" The crystal being's form vibrated in what might have been a scoff. "Pretty words, but actions speak louder. Your very presence here, bypassing all our safeguards, proves how dangerous you are." As the debate raged on, with various alien factions arguing for containment, study, or outright destruction of humanity, Amelia exchanged glances with her crew. They needed to act, to prove their worth to the galactic community before it was too late. It was Chief Engineer Donovan who provided the spark of inspiration. "Captain," he said, his eyes lighting up with an idea, What if we could show them our potential right now? Give them a taste of human ingenuity in action. Amelia raised an eyebrow, intrigued. What do you have in mind, Marcus? Donovan grinned, the kind of grin that usually preceded his most brilliant and occasionally explosive ideas. Well, I couldn't help but notice that a lot of these alien ships seem to be running on some pretty outdated tech. Inefficient energy systems, clunky propulsion. We might not be able to match their scale, but I bet we could show them a thing or two about innovation. The captain's eyes widened as she caught on to his train of thought. She turned back to the assembled alien representatives, a new fire in her eyes. Esteemed members of the Galactic community, she announced, her voice ringing with confidence. We understand your concerns, so let us prove our worth to you. We propose a challenge, a demonstration of technology and problem-solving. Give us your most pressing scientific or engineering problems, and let us show you what humanity can do. The alien representatives fell silent, their various forms of expression unreadable to human eyes. Then, slowly, murmurs of agreement began to spread. Zarthal's starry form pulsed with what might have been approval. An interesting proposal, human. Very well. We shall convene an emergency session of the Galactic Confederation. You will be given the opportunity to prove your worth. But be warned, failure could mean the end of your species. As the transmission ended, leaving the bridge of the Curiosity in stunned silence, Amelia turned to her crew. Their faces showed a mixture of excitement, fear, and determination. Well, she said, a wry smile playing at her lips, it looks like we've got our work cut out for us. Let's show this galaxy what humanity is really made of. Little did they know, as they began preparations for the greatest challenge humanity had ever faced, that dark forces were already moving against them. In the shadows between the stars, ancient powers stirred, awakened by humanity's arrival. The true test was only just beginning. As the Curiosity made its way to the coordinates provided for the Galactic Confederation's emergency session, the crew worked tirelessly. They compiled databases of human scientific knowledge, prepared demonstrations of their technology, and tried to anticipate the kinds of challenges they might face. Dr. Petal spent hours in deep discussion with the ship's AI, theorizing about potential alien scientific concepts. Lieutenant Wong ran countless simulations, pushing the ship's systems to their limits in preparation for any technical challenges. And Chief Engineer Donovan, well, he was in his element, cobbling together inventions and innovations with a manic gleam in his eye. Amelia watched it all with a mixture of pride and concern. They were about to represent not just their crew, not just their mission, but their entire species on a galactic stage. The pressure was immense, but as she looked at her crew's determined faces, she felt a swell of hope. If anyone could rise to this challenge, it was them. As they approached the coordinates, a structure came into view that took their breath away. It was a space station, but on a scale that defied human comprehension. It seemed to be built from the remains of a small planet, its surface a patchwork of different architectural styles representing countless alien cultures. "My God," whispered Security Chief Harper, his usual stoic demeanor cracking in awe. "It's like the United Nations, Tower of Babel, and every sci-fi movie rolled into one." Amelia nodded, squaring her shoulders. "All right, people, this is it. Whatever happens in there, remember, we're not just fighting for our right to explore, we're fighting for humanity's future. Let's make Earth proud." As they docked with the massive station, none of them could shake the feeling that they were stepping into history. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, and the greatest test of their lives was about to begin. Unlikely alliances and human ingenuity. As Captain Amelia Chen and her chosen team stepped onto the floor of the Galactic Confederation's Grand Assembly Hall, they were immediately struck by the sheer diversity of life forms surrounding them. Beings of all shapes, sizes, and compositions filled the vast chamber, their attention now fixed on the human newcomers. Amelia fought to keep her composure as she led her team to the center of the room. Dr. Patel's eyes darted from species to species, his scientific mind working overtime to catalogue the incredible variety. Chief Engineer Donovan whistled low under his breath, no doubt already imagining the technological wonders each race might possess. High Counselor Zarthal's starry form shimmered as it addressed the assembly. Esteemed representatives of the Galactic Confederation, we gather here to address the arrival of the species known as humans and to witness their demonstration of worth. A ripple of murmurs passed through the crowd. Amelia stepped forward, her voice clear and steady. "Thank you, High Counselor. We're honored to be here and eager to show you what humanity can offer to the galactic community." The implications were staggering. Not only were they facing a monumental scientific challenge, but potentially a political conspiracy that spanned the galaxy. Amelia turned to her team, her mind racing. "All right, here's what we're going to do. Dr. Patel, I need you to work with our new allies here. Pool your knowledge, see if you can find a way to stabilize that star or at least slow down the supernova process." Patel nodded, already deep in discussion with the alien scientists. "Donovan," Amelia continued, "you're our miracle worker. I need you to come up with a way to supercharge their evacuation efforts. Anything you can do to buy us more time." The engineer grinned, cracking his knuckles. "You got it, Captain. I've got a few ideas already." Amelia turned back to the assembly, her voice ringing out clear and confident. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Confederation, we believe we've identified the root of your crisis. With your permission, we'd like to propose a two-pronged approach. One team to work on stabilizing the star, another to accelerate evacuation efforts." She paused, looking around the room. "But more than that, we need to address the possibility that this crisis was manufactured. If there are those among you who would sacrifice millions of lives for their own agenda, they must be stopped." A hush fell over the assembly as the implications of her words sank in. Then, slowly, voices of support began to rise. Species that had been at odds moments ago now found common ground in the face of this threat. Zarthal's starry form pulsed with a complexity of emotions. "This is unexpected, but your words ring true, human. Very well. You shall have the full resources of the Confederation at your disposal. Show us what humanity can do." As the assembly broke into action, with various alien races offering their unique skills and technologies to the cause, Amelia felt a glimmer of hope. They had come seeking to prove humanity's worth, and instead found themselves at the center of a galactic crisis. But in that crisis, they had also found unlikely allies and a chance to showcase the very best of what humans could offer: adaptability, ingenuity, and an unwavering determination to save lives. The next few hours were a whirlwind of activity. Dr. Patel worked tirelessly with a team of alien scientists, combining human theoretical physics with technologies beyond their wildest dreams. They developed a plan to create a massive gravitational web around the destabilizing star, using a network of miniature black holes to siphon off excess energy and slow the supernova process. Meanwhile, Donovan threw himself into the evacuation efforts. He introduced the concept of slingshot maneuvers to amplify the speed of rescue ships and worked with alien engineers to modify their teleportation technology for greater efficiency. His unorthodox approaches and rapid-fire innovations earned him the nickname the Mad Human among the alien races, a title he wore with pride. Amelia, for her part, found herself thrust into the role of diplomat and strategist. She worked with a coalition of alien leaders to investigate the conspiracy behind the manufactured crisis. Her human perspective, unbound by centuries of galactic politics, allowed her to see connections that others had missed. As they raced against time, with the fate of millions hanging in the balance, Amelia couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. Here they were, a small crew from Earth, working alongside beings from across the galaxy to prevent a catastrophe. It was far from the simple exploration mission they had set out on, but in a way, it was everything they had hoped for: a chance to learn, to grow, and to make a real difference in the universe. But even as they made progress, Amelia couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. Whoever was behind this crisis wouldn't give up easily. The true test of humanity's place in the galaxy was yet to come. As the combined efforts of humanity and their new alien allies began to show progress, a sinister force emerged from the shadows. A rogue faction of extremists, led by the rock-like being who had initially opposed humanity's presence, launched a surprise attack on the rescue fleet. Amelia and her crew found themselves thrust into the heart of a space battle unlike anything they had ever imagined. The starship Curiosity, though small compared to many alien vessels, proved nimble and adaptable. Donovan's quick thinking and human military tactics caught the enemy off guard. Dr. Puttle, working with alien scientists, managed to repurpose the gravitational web meant to stabilize the star into a defensive shield. This innovative use of technology turned the tide of battle, allowing the evacuation efforts to continue. As the conflict raged, Amelia made a daring decision. Using the unpredictability that had initially made humans feared, she proposed a risky maneuver that would end the battle in one fell swoop. Despite alien skepticism, her plan worked, neutralizing the enemy fleet and exposing the conspiracy behind the manufactured crisis. The battle's end marked a turning point. Humanity had not only proved its worth, but had become instrumental in saving countless lives and preserving galactic peace. A new era of cooperation. In the aftermath of the crisis, the Galactic Confederation convened once more. This time, instead of debate and suspicion, the atmosphere was one of gratitude and respect. Humanity, represented by Captain Amelia Chen and her crew, was officially welcomed into the galactic community. The unique human traits of adaptability, creativity, and determination that had once been feared were now celebrated. A new era of cooperation dawned, with humans working alongside alien races to solve problems and push the boundaries of science and exploration. Amelia, reflecting on their journey, realized that they had achieved far more than their original mission. They had not only explored new worlds, but had helped shape the future of the galaxy itself. As the Starship Curiosity prepared for its journey back to Earth, carrying news of humanity's new place in the cosmos, Amelia knew that this was just the beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders and challenges alike, and humanity was now ready to face them all, hand in hand with their new alien allies. The story of human ingenuity, bravery, and compassion had echoed across the stars, forever changing the course of galactic history. As they set course for home, Amelia and her crew looked to the future with hope and excitement, ready for whatever new adventures awaited them in the endless expanse of space.